smart. You can go first though, because.
Oh, are you sure?
Yeah.
All right, okay.
Is that like a smoothie though? Like, what's that?
Mango?
Is that what you're getting?
No, I'm getting them. That looked too fancy for me today.
Okay.
The mango, how do you say that?
Mango fishing.
Yes, that one.
Mango efficient? I'll do that too.
Okay. I said mango magnificent. I totally made up a drink that doesn't exist here. What's going on, Ep3 fam? We are back with another episode of Off the Cuff. I'm Sam, and I have a very familiar face here. We have Ashley with us.
Hi.
She is going to be one of our hosts with upcoming episodes and seasons for Off the Cuff. So we are here at Dumont Coffee and Cafe Shop.
That's right.
And we just want to give a big shout out to the owner for allowing us to be here, just letting us hang out in this space and treating us with these drinks. So thank you so much.
Thank you, yes.
So today, this episode, we're talking about warfare in the wait.
Mm-hmm.
Going into this year, 2025, what were you believing God for? And what did that look like for Ashley? Good, bad, anything in between?
I think I approached this year a little differently.
Okay.
Like I was trying not to, I don't want to say put too many expectations, but I was trying to leave room for God to like do whatever he was going to do. Cause I'm very much like, okay, this is what I want and this is when I want it to happen and like all the things, right? Like I'm very like, I want to know when, I want to know how. And it's like, not that I'm like telling God, but it's like, I'm pretty specific on the things that I want. So like, for example, one of the things was like, let's say a promotion at my job.
Yeah.
And so I had some of those goals, I guess, that I was believing for, but then also I was just like, you know, deeper intimacy with God and deeper connections with the people in my life. So I feel like those are a few things that I was hoping for this year. A lot of them did come to pass, actually.
Okay.
Which was amazing.
Okay. At what point were you like, for some of them that didn't come to pass yet, were you like, yeah, this isn't happening how I expected it was gonna happen?
Well, I think marriage is always on my list because I'm single. The fact that it's the end of the year and there's still like no one in sight could be a little disheartening. But I think that's one of those things where it's like, I have to submit that to God and just be like, I can't control the timing of that.
Right.
So I may have wanted them to come in 2025, but what if he's like, actually, you know, we got some things we need to work on while we wait on that. And so I think like managing expectations with that, it's like, you know, just because you wanted something to happen this year doesn't mean that it's not gonna happen because it didn't happen when you wanted it to happen. Yeah.
That's good. I would, I guess for me, I would say like I had a family situation where like for the last 10, 12 years, there was just a lot of dishonoring coming from one of my siblings to a parent. And it was just bad. This year I was like, okay, I know this is gonna be a 2025 hit, and it was just kind of like, I just need to call this dude and let him have a mouthful because I'm sick of it. And it gets frustrating, right? Because you're believing that, okay, it's gonna get better, but then when you don't see it get better, it doesn't feel good. And it's kind of disheartening, right? And so there were plenty of times where I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take this into my own hands. I'm gonna make this phone call. The Lord just said, nope, don't do it. But I really wanted to, because I was like, I could make this happen a little bit faster, but that was not God's will. And so, Lord, I prayed about this. I believe you for it. And this occurred for like the last 12 years.
Oh, wow.
And then it wasn't up until almost a month ago, I talked to this family member. Tears on the phone, he was talking to me and he said, I forgave them, I let it go. And it was just this full-blown moment of repentance for this person. But it felt like 12 to 13 years for this to actually happen.
But how were you encouraged to like wait that long? Because like 12 years, like I ain't gonna lie, I'm probably not gonna wait that long.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to say something
to be honest, at one point I stopped caring. And I'm not gonna say that's the right thing, but it was my humanity.
Okay.
I stopped caring. I was just like, you know what, this is just how this person is, this is how they're gonna be. And then just year after year, Lord said, what about you? What have I worked out in your life? What prayers have been answered that people have prayed for you that's affected you? And so the Lord just turned my heart back to this person.
That's good.
Because my Lord, you haven't forgotten about me.
You basically extended him, or he or she, I don't know who the family member is.
You
basically extended them grace.
Yeah.
I mean, you said you stopped caring, but you really just like gave it to God. Because you easily could have been like, no, like this is out of hand. Like I'm gonna call them and let them know like what I'm thinking. But you didn't do that.
Because in the waiting, we get tired, right?
Exactly. And something else that we talked about in Bible study before is that in the wait, like God is working things out of us.
Yeah.
And so it's interesting that you were like, when you basically stopped caring about the other guy. God was reminding you of prayers that people prayed for you and the things like in your character that you could work on while you so focused on what he got going on.
Yeah.
Like it's some things that you could be working on as well.
Segueing into this, when you're waiting, what fights you the most?
Impatience, for sure. Impatience is definitely something that I pray for often, but then I have to remind myself, well, like if I'm praying for patience, then I'm gonna be put in situations that force me to be patient. Like I just wanna go to sleep and wake up like patient.
Patient switch.
Yeah, surrendering that to God and being like, okay, you know, like it's not here yet, but I'm gonna just take my hands off of it. That's, to me, probably the hardest thing for me in the way. I may not be prepared for what I'm asking for.
There was a time where me and my wife, we were just going through this season in our life, and it wasn't like I was done with the Lord. It wasn't like I was done with my faith, but I was done with the situation. We were actually on the bed just talking at the edge of our bed, and we're like, hey, you know, we can do this. Let's make it happen. And I was looking up all these things and plans and this, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this, we'll put this here, put this here, put this here. But all the while I felt like the Lord was saying, you know, that's not my will. I need you to wait. And it was not a fun place to wait. Like it was like, we need to make this happen now. But I also knew that if I would have led my wife in that situation by forcing it, then it would have turned into something completely out of God's will.
Yeah.
And then there I am, responsible for me and my house and everybody that's been involved and affected. So we waited, and in God's sovereignty, I would say about 4 years later, he allowed like a door to open.
Okay.
And we were, and just when it happened, we moved through that door and it was seamless. There was no human plan that could have orchestrated it the way that God did it. And in hindsight, I'm like, man, I'm glad that I didn't force it, because it's easy to, right? It's easy to be like, no, I'm done, I'm out, I'm leaving. Lord, I prayed about it, I know this is your will. And God's like, how long did you pray about it?
I mean, that's encouraging to me, because I mean, you're not saying like 4 months, 12 months, like 4 years, 12 years. That's a long time to be waiting on something that you're praying for.
What would you say to encourage somebody who's in a season of waiting, like right now? Like from everything that Ashley's been through in your life, and you've seen God move, like, okay, I know God can do this for me. What would you say to somebody else that might be listening?
I would say get out of your head, because I think when you are in this space of obsessing over it and wanting to focus on it and putting too much attention on it, it's like, if you truly want to surrender something to God and allow him to take control and bring it to pass when it's time, you have to get out of your head. There's a difference basically when you decide to surrender whatever it is you're waiting for to God. On one hand, you can be like, you know what, I'm just over it, God, you can do whatever you want. Like, I'm just not gonna think about it, take it in your own hands. That is more of like a discouragement, hopelessness. Like that's not really, okay, God, I'm really gonna give you control. And I'm not giving up hope, I'm just taking my hands off and allowing you to take control. Patience isn't really just waiting, right? Like patience is a posture. Like if I'm being patient, then I have to, there's a certain disposition that I'm gonna have. Like I'm not gonna be complaining like every 3 seconds, murmuring, falling in and out of, you know, hopelessness, being like, I'm so over it. Like that's not being patient.
And even being honest with the Lord. Instead of like, it's easy to just say, oh yeah, whatever, I don't care.
You care.
You care, right? Where I have found like just my faith increase is when I'm at my wit's end and I'm like, Lord, just honest before the Lord. Like, Lord, I'm feeling like this, like this, like this. God, I know you're faithful. Lord, help me, right? Like, God, please help. Lord, I believe, help my unbelief, right? Because it gets real like that sometimes where, you know, like we can see others succeeding and others moving along. It's like, man, what about me? So
would yours be comparison? Is that like something that you kind of deal with in that way?
Yeah, comparison, absolutely. Because it's, and you know, and it's not like, we know, right? We're believers, we're children of God. We're redeemed, we're saved, but we go through. I've struggled with comparison where it's like, man, I see them doing this and this and this and this and this. Like, Lord, what's wrong with me? Like, is there something wrong with me? And God's goodness says he's a good father, I believe. And as you said, like he's working something in us that we can't see, you know, and he might be working something in us that folks who are way ahead of us haven't dealt with yet. I believe too that the enemy can use comparison to bring doubt.
They say like comparison is the thief of joy. So it's like, that's one of the easiest ways for him to knock you off like the path and what God has for you, is to get you to doubt what God said.
it's one thing to, and I'm sure you've experienced this too, it's one thing to read it, right? It's one thing to, oh yeah, I've heard about that. But it's a different situation to wield the sword of the Spirit and speak the word over your situation. Like, Lord, you say that the work you started in me, you will be faithful to complete. Like, he who began a good work in you will be faithful to complete
Exactly.
it. Like, that's his word, right? And the scripture said God esteems his word
We either
above
believe it
his
or we
name.
don't.
Yeah, we either do or we don't.
Surrendering the how something is gonna come to pass also is what I'm gonna work on in 2026.
That reminded me of something too, like even being faithful with what's before us, you know, like staying occupied, staying busy, you know, staying and good busy, right? Like working or whatever the case may be, but being diligent and just moving forward in those things where what's before us, being faithful with the little, right? Still believing him for you know, the much.
And something else we talked about, not despising where you are, because I think that's also easy to fall into. That's an easy trap to fall into when you're waiting on something. It's like, well, like, this is great, but like, I want this. Or like, what's next? Or where am I supposed to be? Or what am I supposed to be doing? But it's like, but where are you at right now? Like, what are you doing with what you have? Like, don't despise small beginnings. I'm sitting in so many answered prayers that I don't want to be ungrateful for what I have now.
Yeah.
So much so that I'm like, okay, well, what's next? And what you want me to do? And where I'm supposed to go? But it's like, but what's the last thing I just told you to do? Or like, where are you at right now? Like, what are you doing with what you have? And so better stewardship is also something that I'm focusing on in 2026. I feel like I'm putting less things that I want to see happen and more of like, let me make sure I'm stewarding what I have well so that I'm prepared for whatever is next.
How are you responding to people here?
Yeah.
You know, you want this over here with these people.
The lessons currently that are going to get you to your next because you're so focused on what's supposed to be coming that you're not learning the lessons and doing the things and managing, you know, what you have right now. So I think that's important too. And I need to definitely hone in on that in 2026.
Well, hey, we just want to thank everybody for tuning in on this episode of Off the Cuff. Ashley, once again, thank you. Yeah, it was great. And we hope that you guys were blessed. And we have more episodes dropping in 2026 of Off the Cuff.
Yes.
Okay.
Bye.